Hello, everyone. My name is Samuel Levy. I am a president or prime minister for Group 7. So these are going to be guidelines for a president during a pandemic. So let's get into it. First thing we need to do is we need to set up our team. It's very important that we get the best experts available. First, we got to refer to our cabinet, which includes the Secretary of Health and Human Services, the Vice President, the Department of Defense, Department of Education, Department of Homeland Security, the Office of Management and Budget, as well as the Department of Justice. In addition, we want other scientific professionals involving this, let's say, the Center for Disease Control, the CDC, National Institutes for Health, as well as the CEOs of the largest pharmaceutical companies, to help manufacture the possible vaccines and treatments. Finally, we'd want the American Medical Association on board as well. It's very important that we realize that we don't know everything, and we want to get as many expert minds collectively working on this as we can. Next, we want to declare an emergency so that we could activate our dormant executive powers. So we can do the Public Health Service Act. This will allow the Secretary of Health and Human Services to authorize spending on diagnostic testing, vaccines, and drugs. So we can get an emergency authorization for the development of one of these vaccines. In addition, the National Emergencies Act, this authorizes the president to help increase the capacity of hospitals beyond what they'd normally be capable of. Hospital beds are going to be in low supply and high demand. So however we can increase that supply is very important. In addition, the Stafford Disaster Relief and Emergency Assistance Act, this will authorize the federal government to stop a pandemic with help from the Federal Emergency Management Agency, which is also known as FEMA. So these are all different steps that we can take to allow ourselves freedom to tackle this pandemic as efficiently as possible. We're also going to want to, put a travel ban on countries associated with high cases of COVID-19, especially from China, where the virus originated, as well as countries in Europe where there's high cases. We will allow American citizens to re-enter, but there will be required a 2-week quarantine. This is to ensure that we reduce the spread of the virus, and this will help control it. In addition, ordering testing, contact tracing, and isolation. We need to make serious the extent of this problem. We need to make tests widely available, whether you're in a hospital, doctor's office, walk-in clinics, pharmacies, and anywhere where people congregate. We need to make it very easy to test, because testing is going to be the first level of control here. In addition, we need to have contact tracing in order to trace the origins of spread, and to make sure we nip it in the bud as soon as possible. And anyone, of course, this goes without saying, that if someone tests positive, they need to be quarantined and isolated. Finally, we will develop a vaccine, and it's very important that we promote this vaccine responsibly and properly. We need to fund the research of these mRNA vaccines so that we can come up with a vaccine as soon as possible. And it's very important that, as president, that I help the general public gain acceptance of the vaccine. It's very important that me, the vice president, different leaders of Congress, and other parts of government are all vaccinated publicly on both live TV, social media, and other streaming services. as well as addressing the public daily about the vaccines, answering questions, anyone that has worry, and just keeping the public as informed and being as transparent as possible. Because in order to solve this, we're going to need to get the vaccine administered to as many as possible in the public. In addition, I can authorize an executive action at the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service, to give tax breaks to vaccinated taxpayers to help with that financial burden and to give a little bit of financial incentive in order to get the vaccine. And we can also use the National Guard to help distribute the vaccines throughout the public. We'll be working with the Department of Defense on that. Thank you very much for our presentation, or for watching our presentation, and we hope to have the most success possible in handling this pandemic. Thank you and have a great day.